What do you do when you have a lot of money and even more places to be? Well, you buy cars, of course. That's what these celebrities must have thought, at least. Let's take a look at the 12 most impressive celebrity car collections ranked. First up, Lady Gaga's collection. Lady Gaga is the only female on this list, and she definitely deserves to be here with a collection like hers. Lady Gaga didn't get her driver's license until she was 30 years old, making her collection of cars all the more impressive. Lady Gaga owns 2 Rolls-Royce Phantoms. She bought a 1990 Corniche 3 before her license, and a chauffeur drove her around in it. The second is Phantom 8. She also boasts a 2017 Lamborghini Huracan and several slightly less expensive cars, like a 1979 El Chevrolet Camino, a 1967 Ford Mustang, and a few others in the same vein. But her favorite car is probably the Resto Mod 1967 Ford Bronco. She drives around with Bradley Cooper on breaks while filming A Star Is Born. Next, James Hetfield's collection. Though mostly known as the co-founder, guitarist, and singer of Metallica, James Hetfield also has a very impressive collection of cars. But unlike most celebrity car collectors, Hetfield prefers to build his vehicles from scratch. He even had his cars in an exhibit at the Peterson Auto Museum. Reclaimed Rust, the James Hetfield collection, which runs through October 2021. His car Slow Burn, which he built from a 1936 Auburn, won the Good Guys Custom of the Year award in 2010. A collaboration with Rick Dore and Hetfield, Voodoo Priest, based on a 1937 Lincoln Zephyr, won the 2012 Mother's West Coast Custom of the Year award. And Blackjack, a 1932 Ford Roadster, was named America's Most Beautiful Roadster in 2017, following David Beckham's collection. David Beckham, being David Beckham, probably has more money than he knows what to do with, so it's no surprise that some of his money goes straight to his car collection. And the most expensive model that Beckham owns is his Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe, according to Carp. Aside from that, Beckham also owns a McLaren MP412C Spider. His supposedly less expensive cars are no less impressive and include a 2010 Bentley Continental GT Super Sports car, a Jaguar F-Type Project 7, and a Lamborghini Gallardo. And now, Rowan Atkinson's collection. Rowan Atkinson is known to many as the legendary Mr. Bean, who drives a very cute Mini, but in real life, Atkinson has a preference for the more expensive sort of car. He once owned a 1992 McLaren F1, but after he crashed it for a second time, he probably realized he was better off with something slightly less extreme. These days, his car collection consists of a 2014 Bentley Mulsanne Birkin Edition, a 2011 Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead, a 1939 BMW 328, a 1989 Lancia Delta HF Integral, a 1993 Mercedes 500e, a 2022 Honda NSX, a 1977 Aston Martin, according to GQ. Next up, Lewis Hamilton's collection. It would be very weird if the man who ranks as the most successful driver in the history of Formula One racing didn't have an impressive car collection. Lewis Hamilton has many passions, but one of them had to be collecting the most exclusive cars in the world. His collection includes a Pagani Zonda 760 LH, a McLaren P1, a Ferrari LaFerrari, a Mercedes AMG 1, a Ferrari 599 SA Aperta, a 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, and a 1966 Shelby Cobra 427. But Hamilton has been a little more concerned about his carbon footprint in recent years and has admitted that he doesn't drive any of his collector cars anymore to offset whatever damage he may be causing to our climate while he continues to race. When he isn't racing, he only really drives his electric Mercedes-Benz EQC. Hey, where do you think you're going? We have a whole lot of very expensive cars left to go through. What kind of cars do you think Jay Leno prefers? Or what Ralph Lauren puts above all else when looking for his next car? And who do you think is at the very top with the most impressive car collection? Make sure to watch until the end of the video to find out. First up, Floyd Mayweather's collection. Floyd Mayweather has amassed a fortune with his multiple boxing world titles, which is why he was perfectly capable of a rare car, the Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita, of which only 2 were made. One is one of Mayweather's many feelings of pride, and the other has a home in Geneva. But Mayweather has more impressive cars to his name, like the Bugatti Chiron, a Veyron, a Grand Sport Vitesse, a Pagani Huayra, a Ferrari LaFerrari Aperta, a 458 Italia, a 599 GTB Fiorano, and an Enzo. Looking at that collection, it sure looks like Mayweather has a little bit of a bias for hypercars. Following Jay Leno's collection, we don't think that many amongst us will consider the car collection of Jay Leno particularly funny, with a recent value estimation of over $52 million. It's said that Leno currently has over 180 cars and 160 motorcycles. Among some of his most valuable cars, we find a 1934 Duesenberg Walker Coupe, a 1994 McLaren F1, a 1967 Lamborghini Miura, and a 1955 Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing Coupe. But Leno is also the proud owner of a 2014 McLaren P1, considered the first hybrid supercar. Top Gear called the McLaren P1 one of the fastest production cars in the world back in 2014. Fun fact, as many cars as Leno has, he doesn't own a single Ferrari, but not because he doesn't want one, according to himself. It's just that he's found negotiating with dealerships a challenge. Jerry Seinfeld's collection. Jerry Seinfeld is a world-famous stand-up comedian, but many also know that Seinfeld has a rather extensive collection of muscle cars, classic cars, high-performance cars, and quite a few quirky modes of transportation as well. Sadly, but also understandably, Seinfeld chose to keep his personal life, including the details of his car collection, a little more private than your average celebrity. But 21 Motoring estimated that Seinfeld owns at least 150 rare vehicles as of 2020. It's also common knowledge that Seinfeld has a bias towards Porsche. He bought a New York City brownstone just for his Porsche collection in 1999, and his favorite is a 1949 Porsche 356-2 Mund. Next, Lindsay Fox's collection. Lindsay Fox is the founder of Linfox, an Australian logistic company, and owns a huge collection of more than 50 cars that have been restored and preserved over 30 years. You can see his collection on display at the Fox Collection Classic Car Museum, which you can find at the historic Queen's Warehouse in Melbourne. The collection includes Fox's incredible selection of Ferraris, highlighted by an F40, F50, F60, and a 1984 Ferrari 288 GTO. The most valuable car in the museum is the 1937 Mercedes-Benz 540K. And now, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's collection. Both are the owners of an impressive collection, but the two combined make a complete fleet of luxury cars. For starters, the couple owns several Maybach series, some of which have been showcased in Jay-Z's music videos, but they also own a 2005 Ferrari F430 Spider, a 2006 Pagani Zonda F, a 2010 Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport, a 1957 Corvette C1, a 2017 Rolls-Royce Phantom 8, and a 2018 Bentley Continental GT, to name a few. While not confirmed, Beyoncé and Jay-Z are rumored to have commissioned a boat-tail luxury vehicle, which is believed to be the most expensive car in the world at $28 million. Next up, Ralph Lauren's collection. Unlike most car collectors, Ralph Lauren doesn't just collect expensive cars. His main focus is on maintaining the originality of rare and unique cars, and he isn't shy about it either. Part of Lauren's collection of over 70 exotic cars was on display at the Boston Museum of Fine Arts in 2005, and 17 of his rare cars were exhibited at the Musée des Arts Décoratifs in Paris in 2011. But aside from Lauren's extensive collection of priceless Bugatti and Mercedes-Benz, several other cars put the collection of many enthusiasts to shame, like his 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. And lastly, the Sultan of Brunei's collection. While it is unknown how many cars the Sultan of Brunei truly has in his collection of rare, exotic, and very expensive cars, estimations exceed 7,000, with a value of over $5 billion. Hassan al-Bolkiah, the current Sultan, and Young de Pertwin of Brunei also had an estimated net worth of $20 billion, so that doesn't come as a huge surprise. Sadly, the Sultan of Brunei is very protective of his collection, and no part of it is on display for the public. And while you could write a book about the rare editions that have made it into his prestigious collection, we know that the Rolls-Royce Phantom 2 Continental ranks near the top of the list, which also includes over 600 plus other Rolls-Royces, some 450 plus Ferraris, 570 plus Mercedes-Benz, 380 plus Bentleys, and the list goes on. And that's it. What luxury car would you buy if you had the money? Let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching.